Morning and welcome. Morning, thank you. Group participation is always good. Today's swearing-in ceremony is especially significant for a couple of different reasons. The first reason is that all 13 new hires are recent graduates of our own Fargo Police Department Academy. The second and more important reason is that in an era where law enforcement agencies across the nation struggle to maintain their staffing levels, the Fargo Police Department is proud to announce the hiring of the largest group that we've had in over 17 years. We will start our ceremony by welcoming the Fargo Police Department Honor Guard to present the colors, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Ready, pull. Ready, face. Ready, post. Present, arms. Order, arms. Left, face. Forward, mouth.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. At this time, I'd like to welcome the City of Fargo Deputy Mayor Dave Pepcorn.
I am filling in for the mayor today. He's indisposed, so thank you. It's an honor for me, on behalf of the City of Fargo, to welcome all of our new officers. And obviously, it's I just, from the perspective of the City Commission, I just want to let you know we support you. We have your back. I think we're very fortunate in our area. The public supports you. I think that's good to know. And I think part of that is because in the past, all your predecessors, their credibility has built what we have today. So just want to welcome you. And I would encourage the families. I have a brother-in-law in Grand Forks. There's lots of groups you can be a part of, and I would encourage you to do that, because it's just, this isn't just a job. And as you know, it affects your whole family. That's why it's awesome that you're all here today. I would say whenever you hear a siren from now on, you'll have a whole different perspective. And so just on behalf of the City of Fargo, thank you for your service, for all the officers that are here today. And obviously, thank you for your future service for all the new members. We're very proud of you. We're proud of the new academy. We're proud of our new police location. I hope you enjoy that too. And if there's anything I can ever do for you, you let me know. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Now I'd like to introduce the Fargo Police Department Chief, Dave Zabolski.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. It is important to have that strong support of our elected officials. We have that here in Fargo, and we're really fortunate for that. So thanks for sending that message. Welcome to all of you on this very auspicious occasion, right? Probably one of those mile markers in a lot of lives here today. So it's a big event, and this is a big deal. I'd like to recognize and thank Deputy Mayor Pepcorn and other elected officials that support us. Other dignitaries that may be here, our honor guard, excellent job there. Our department staff and command staff seated over to the right. And our 13 new members of the Fargo Police Department. If you would please stand briefly and be recognized. Go ahead. Yep, be seated, folks. They're used to this academy style. We're going to move them along now to individual decision making. So that's part of the transition. But thank you. Most importantly, the families of all these 13 new officers. Pleasure getting to meet many of you over the last couple of weeks, getting to know you a little bit as well. But you're an important component for the future success of these new officers. So if the family members would please rise and be recognized as well. If possible. There you go. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so this new group, not only the largest in 17 years, but is extremely diverse and representative from virtually all walks of life. Previous positions held by a lot of these folks include service industry, jailers, military, security professionals, community service providers, EMS, and legal assistant, as well as some of them hailing from different states and one from a different country. All recently completed the 12-week Fargo Police Department Academy, which I'm sure they will tell you was pretty rigorous. And it's rigorous for a reason, because here, while recruitment is difficult in the law enforcement arena, we strive to hire those with character and competence. The best possible law enforcement product that we can put on the street to our community is what we strive for. And the 13 officers here today have met that mark and are getting ready to take that next step in what we want to be a long and successful career. I'm extremely proud of all of you, as is our department. And as I said earlier, a few other things to kind of pass along your way, because now that you've taken the next step, life's going to change again just a little bit. So from here forward, you're not just going to be known as by your first name necessarily. You'll keep your given name, but your name will always be followed by a comma, Fargo Police Department officer or Fargo Police officer. Whether you do something on duty or off duty, that's going to be how you'll be viewed going forward from this day until you retire. A little bit of a change. For better or worse, that perspective will be different. Again, that's why your family is so important. They keep you grounded and assist you in your career journey. So stay in touch with them, talk with them, make sure that you continue to have those dialogues going on to keep you in a strong, not only physical, but mental state of health. Our department is in the midst of major cultural change and transition as we strive to attain our vision of a safe and unified community built on trust, accountability, and inclusion. So how do we do this? How do the 13 new officers strive to meet that vision? Well, we do it by enhancing leadership, strengthening community relationships, and continuing to grow a forward-thinking department. So as all of you prepare to take the next phase, or step into the next phase, keep in mind the following measures of advice. First and foremost, you'll need to be a leader. And most of you are probably thinking, well, I'm just a cop. I take calls. You tell me what to do, chief, and I just do it. I'm not really a leader, but you are a leader. You are viewed as a leader by people in a community. You are viewed as a leader by people in crisis. You're a follower too, but you have huge leadership responsibilities. Our leadership definition is the ability to influence human behavior to achieve organizational goals, while also preparing the department and its members in individuals, teams, and groups for future success. It's a long definition, but for you, I want you to focus on the first part, the ability to influence human behavior to achieve organizational goals. We talked about our vision. We've got our mission statement and our values. So how do we achieve that? How do we gain influence? From a command perspective, it's not stars and bars. From a cop perspective, it's not badges and guns or your legal authority to direct and control people. You gain the most influence by building relationships and treating everyone with dignity and respect. So you must have that ability. You must do this daily, both internally within our organization and externally with our community, the folks on your beat. Number two, skepticism is healthy. We want you to be skeptical and ask questions. We're in a continual learning environment. The law changes, circumstance changes, things happen in a split second, right? So the ability to ask questions and be skeptical in a professional way is what we're looking for. But you have to be cautious not to turn into the cantankerous cynic who over the course of their career has gotten themselves into a rut and now everything is bad and here's why. And let me tell you, kid, why it's bad here, okay? Those are not the people you should be collaborating with. They've gone off on their own path. They're out there in every organization, but be wary of that. So don't be afraid to fail, okay? It's better to try and fail than to fail to try. Failure is an opportunity to learn, and that's part of our profession. As long as you're doing the right thing for the right reasons, I stand behind you. Conversely, you'll be held accountable for malicious behavior or failure to perform ministerial duties, that which by law you are required to do. Number three, never take your position for granted. Think about how excited you are right now today, having graduated from the academy, about to take that next step, pin that badge on, and go out and serve your community. That's the way you should feel every day when you come to work, even if it's a night shift hours. As you start to get the sand out of your eyes, remember about how excited you are to do this, be in this career, to serve your community, because it is an honor and a privilege to do so. 4, everything you do is important. You may think that there's a lot that's insignificant. Oh, I got this phone call. I've got to call this person back about an investigative question. I'm going to a crash where nobody's hurt. Everything you do is significant. Every contact you make with the public is significant in helping to garner the trust, support, and cooperation of our community. And that's what we need to be successful. The police department cannot maintain public safety on its own, right? The law is based on the fact that most people follow the law, and most people do. And we need that community as part of the team working collectively together to keep everyone safe and focus on those that aren't able to follow societal norms. As Plato said, in a republic that honors the core of democracy, the greatest amount of power is given to those called guardians. Only those with the most impeccable character are chosen to bear the responsibility of protecting the democracy. We live in a democratic republic. As law enforcement, we are the armed representatives of our government, right? Elected officials don't walk down the street and enforce the laws. They may make laws that we find ourselves in a position to have to enforce, and we have to do so with good judgment and discretion. Your responsibility is to do that, okay? This week we remember and honor the heroes of 9/11/2001. 20 years ago, our country suffered the worst attack in its history, the greatest loss of life, both civilian, law enforcement, public safety in general, followed by a long military response. As a result of current day events, we will likely find ourselves once again in the midst of new issues relative to homeland security. And so while we honor the memory of those from that day, we have to be mindful again of the ebb and flow of law enforcement responsibilities. This is something that will probably come back around again in a different fashion. However, it's extremely important that we continue to reconcile our homeland security responsibilities while being cognizant of our role as guardians in our community. Not everyone in our community is a criminal, not everyone is a terrorist. This is a very difficult thing. This is a hard job that we're asking all of you to do. Sometimes you have to make these decisions in split seconds. You make your best decision and you go forward and you hope it works out, right? But again, be mindful that there's all these different things, and over the course of your career, responsibilities, environments will change. We went through a pretty traumatic 2019 and 2020, from a pandemic to community unrest, and a greater awareness of our responsibilities to the community and how we need to function as a police department with them. And now we've got some new, probably Homeland Security things that'll come around as well. So we've got to balance that and remember what our main mission is here locally in Fargo, okay? Law enforcement is a noble profession. There's great risk and stress, great responsibility and expectation, but greater reward and satisfaction. And if you concentrate on the things that went well and the successes that you had and the people that you helped, you might not even know about the people that you helped, but your contact with them is important. You will help keep yourself on a positive frame of reference and have a very long, successful, and rewarding career, and that's exactly what we hope you have. Our department team looks forward to your future development and success as guardians of our Fargo community, and we thank you for joining our team. Sergeant Sandin, if you would call the 13 new members up so that we can have them sign or take their North Dakota oath of office.
Jonas Duncan. Michael De Palma. Ben Lin. Chris Cassandro. Cassandra Dornicker. Molly Richardson. Wyatt Becker. Blake Omberg. Brady Nurple. Jeff Ward. Alec Groth. Devin Schaefer. Titus Grenou.
Okay, folks, let me see here. Let's do this. Okay, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Having been appointed police officer with and for the city of Fargo, North Dakota, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the state of North Dakota, and I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, perform the duties of said office according to law. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am true to the ethics of the police service. I will never engage of acts of corruption or bribery, nor will I condone such acts by other officers. I will cooperate with all legally authorized agencies and their representatives in the pursuit of justice. Okay, congratulations. If you would all sign that first oath. Okay, very good. So before we get to the next phase, which is the badge pinning phase, it's important for us to understand why law enforcement officers wear a badge. Okay, so you can go all the way again back to the Romans. There's a lot of history and symbolism in what we do. And the Roman guardians carried huge shields in their left hand, covering the left side of their body, where most of your real vital organs are. As law enforcement developed over the years, things got shrunk down a little bit to this shield and this badge that we have now, right? But the badge is still on the left side. It's appropriately placed over your heart because law enforcement service has to come from the heart. If you are not committed to this profession, which, by the way, if anyone's looking to get rich quick, sorry, you'll live comfortably, right? But this is a job of commitment and dedication, and the badge protects and goes over our heart, okay? It's a symbol of public trust and authority, not to be tarnished. On the top of the badge, there's an eagle. That seems natural because the eagle is the symbol of our country, so you probably never thought about why there's an eagle on top of a law enforcement badge. But actually, there's symbolism to that as well. Law enforcement officers share very similar traits and characteristics to the symbol of our country, the eagle. Okay, first of all, just like eagles, eagles teach their young how to fly, they nurture them, and the way they do that is way up high in those big nests that they have. At a certain point, the mother eagle, the father eagle decides, I think it's time to see if junior eagle can fly. And so how do they do that? They push it out of the nest. The eagle goes flipping around, and if it starts to fly and take off, gold star. If it doesn't start to fly, they swoop down and grab it, bring it back up to the nest, and continue to feed and nurture it. Okay? Just like those eagles, these officers will spend the first 4 months with police training officers who get that very important role of socializing them into the organization, but nurturing and guiding them. And they will receive that type of mentorship throughout their career in different areas, but this first 4 months is a big one. So the PTOs have that great job of getting them acclimated, and at the right time, every one of you is going to get tossed out of the nest. So some of you will fly at different rates than others, but if you're flopping around, you might flop 1 or 2 times, but don't worry, we're not going to let you fail. Okay? So just be aware of that. It's all part of the transition. The food reward when you fly, eagles feed their young all kinds of things. We provide donuts, and I guess in today's generation, power drinks and bagels, right? Or maybe protein bars, I don't know. We'll have to adjust, but we got to have the right reward to get the right behavior, okay? Like eagles, we work in pairs, we work in teams, right? Eagles hunt, we hunt in a way, but we are out in the public performing our functions. Eagles have incredible vision. We have to have great vision too to see what's going on, to identify threats, to take appropriate action. Eagles have extreme strength in their talons for catching prey. We have to have that ability as well. And most importantly, when there is a storm coming and all the animals are fleeing the woods because there's a storm or a fire or whatever it is, eagles lock their wings and fly towards the storm. They go up on top, wait for it to pass, and come back down and resettle. Just like these officers, every day when they get sent to calls for service, they have no idea what they're going to. But they are being requested. Someone may be in jeopardy or someone needs assistance. Lock the wings, head that direction. After the storm is passed, get in there and start to resettle and figure things out and resolve the issues. So there's a lot of meaning to the badge, both in terms of the badge itself and the eagle that's on it. So now that we understand that part, let's get to the actual pinning itself. Let's get our right order here. So every one of these officers has had the opportunity to select who's going to pin their badge on. So we'll start with Jonas Duncan, who has selected his wife, Katie. So Katie, Jonas, if you would come right over here, and everyone will follow suit one at a time. We'll give you your moment in the sun for your badge pinning. Katie, you all set for this? Okay. I didn't ask them how long they've been married. We'll find out if there's any blood. Nice job. And you can, if you want, Katie, if you want to unmask and have a nice picture with Jonas, that's perfectly fine. Great. All right, nice job. Okay. There you go. Yeah, if you cycle back through, Jonas will get you back to the front eventually. Perfect. All right, Michael DePalma has chosen his brother Travis, who's also a United States Border Patrol officer. Travis, come on up. Ben Lean, whose dad John is retired Moorhead Police Department. Chris Cassandro, his wife Allie is going to pin his on. There you go. Cassandra Dornecker, her mother Christy. There's a slight resemblance here. No pressure, you got it. Molly Richardson and her mother Jen. Wyatt Becker and his mother, Jen. Blake Omberg and his mother, Diane. And actually, Blake's twin brother, Ben, works for our department. We're still working on a unique marking mechanism to tell them apart. But Brady Nurple and his brother, Brendan. Jeff Ward and his friend, Officer Andrew Dotis. Alec Groth and his sister, Emily. Devin Schaefer and his sister, Jaden. With assistance. And Titus Gruenu and his sister-in-law, Martine. All right, excellent job, everybody. We have one more oath, the law enforcement oath of honor to administer. So this again is, raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States, the laws of the state of North Dakota, and the city of Fargo. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will keep my private life unsullied. I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust in my position as a Fargo police officer. All right, congratulations, everyone. Please sign those. All right, excellent work. Thanks to our staff in the department for all their great work at every level, in not only what they do on a daily basis, but everything they're going to do or have already done to get these 13 new officers full-fledged members participating in our department. Thanks to our law enforcement families for their love and support, and our great Fargo community for your partnership. And if all of you would kind of come on this side of the table, we will bring up our department staff. We do a Fargo Pd Reception line, so if you want to start us off there, Officer Mock, lead the reception line. Everyone will come through and congratulate the new officers. After that, we'll get some photos up front, and then we'll allow you, if you want to get some family photos up by the flags, all that kind of thing, we'll have someone here taking those, okay?